Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we keep asserting the dominance with this Ultimate Piccolo team. So this is the same orange Piccolo team I've been featuring in all my videos lately, and we are hopping into the new Gamma Red Zone stage. So we're going against Gamma 1 and 2 here. I literally just hopped in blind, did not read any of the details. I just said this team is so powerful it just doesn't matter. And of course we're getting supered like right out of the gate for 115k, not too bad. Piccolo didn't even get a chance to build up yet, but we still tanked it just fine. And so yeah, then we're just going to kind of continue and go through. Now I do believe there is a spot in this video where I do get tagged pretty good, or that I'm like fearful of how much damage I could take. So this isn't a no item run. This was my first time clearing, so I did use an item just to be safe. I think I would have gotten by fine though without an item, because I don't think they did super me the turn that I was worried. But I always played safe my first time through. But yeah, the Gammas and Piccolo just going crazy. And I'd say this is the reason why I don't really feel any pressure to pull for the new Golden Frieza. As good as that Golden Frieza is, like, this Piccolo team is really what I'm going to be running in hard content. Like, I don't need that Frieza. And even just within the Wicked Bloodline teams, there's so many good units that I wouldn't even necessarily have room for the Frieza. I mean, obviously, if I had him, I would make room for him, because he's a top tier option. But there's plenty, there's enough like top tier Wicked Bloodline units or Terrifying Conqueror units that I can make plenty good teams without having that Golden Frieza. But yeah, that Golden Frieza definitely will make some red zones and stuff that much easier because he's got that damage reduction. I just don't like that the damage reduction does decrease over time, and he doesn't really get enough defense to compensate. You're really looking at that Frieza, like their first 2 turns being pretty much defensively unkillable, but then after that they could be susceptible to damage depending on the event, right? Or at the very least you might have to be type advantage later in an event when you've only got like 30% damage reduction, because that Frieza didn't get to like crazy defensive levels. I want to say like at 55%, I think it was around like 250 to 300k defense, which that is not good enough even with 30% damage reduction to tank like red zone boss super attacks. But, you know, earlier in the fight when he's getting 90, 80, 70% damage reduction, you're definitely good for pretty much every fight. So yeah, that Golden Frieza is pretty cool, but the banner's terrible. So I definitely wouldn't recommend anybody summon on it, even on Global. I just did the discounted round and I did the tickets, right? And I did pick up a few LRs, just not the Golden Frieza. So it's fine. I'm going to let that one go. I'm pretty much right now saving. I definitely want actually Dokkan Fest Kid Goku. So I think that's my next big target. He's probably our next Dokkan Fest. It would have to be him or Bardock. But I think Goku came out before Bardock. So I think we're getting Goku. And then I think Yamcha's also on the docket, but you know, basically between now and anniversary, we have to get Yamcha, Bardock, and that Kid Goku, right? So that's pretty much all we're gonna have time for, because not only that, we've got like we've got Saiyan Day, and we've got Golden Week, right? So Saiyan Day, Golden Week, like some of those celebrations could be joint celebrations. I think Golden Week was a joint celebration last year. That was when we got the Goku and Cell units, the Goku Gohan exchange unit and AGL Cell. So yeah, that probably would be a shared celebration again, but you never know. So yeah, I feel like they're pretty much going to have to go like back to back to back, get those 3 Dokkan Fest in, and then we'll kind of see what happens there, you know, going into spring. Hopefully they can find time to give us the Cell and Gohan EZAs before anniversary. I'm going to be really bummed if they're like a pre-anniversary thing, because in JP, they were a part of the New Year's celebration, which we're currently in on Global. And Global, you know, we're done. We've got all the info. Like they're definitely not coming for they're definitely not coming for New Year's, right? And they're in the, I might have said anniversary, but they're in the New Year's celebration for JP. And yeah, so I don't think they're actually tied to anniversary. So I don't know. Who knows when they're gonna drop? That's what I don't like, and I said that before. I don't mind that we get units later, but I hate when units get stuck in limbo and we don't know when they're coming out, right? Like this Golden Frieza took a long time to come out. The EZA Vegetas, the blue Vegetas took way too long to come out. The freaking Metal Cooler Army that still has an EZA on Global, like that's just insane. Because they're completely outdated by the time we actually get them. So I agree with, you know, like Truth always says it, but I agree with we just need to get the game synced up, and I've always been in favor of that. Like, yeah, there are some global perks to it not being synced up, but I would rather just have it all synced up. I can get really hype and excited no matter what gets announced. We don't have to say, oh, is it going to be global at the same time? Or even if it is quote-unquote same time, sometimes it's like a week later. Sometimes they make us nervous, like we think we're getting it, but then it's not in the news, and then all of a sudden they drop at the last second. Like, it would just take all the drama out of things about, like, there then no longer would be Global Shaft or JP Shaft because we're on the same freaking game, right? It's either just we're all shafted or we're not shafted, but there doesn't have to be this competition between Global and JP. I really wish they would do that. And I know for them, they would like to keep all the banners spread out because they'll make more money or whatever, but like, I would say like the situation we're in right now is kind of like an ideal time when you can do it, where like JP is in like the really hype anniversary, right? So if it's not this year that they join up the games, maybe it's for like next year. But like right now, we're literally in a kind of a dead period where we're just waiting on these like 3 Dokkan Fest we're behind. JP is going to be doing anniversary stuff for like an entire month, right? So why not just like speed up the banners a little bit and just like let's power through these 3 Dokkan Fest, get us caught up for the spring for like Saiyan Day, Golden Week, and then we could just sync up from there, right? And then what could happen is see, the thing is then JP's going to get Tanabata and we would still need to get the anniversary, right? But at some point we'd have to, so I don't know, maybe during anniversary, yeah, for JP, Tanabata would be a crazy thing. It would almost be that we'd have to start it like right now. We would actually have to probably start like for anniversary and be synced up. That's probably what we would have to do. And then maybe Global and JP just together could do like a quick, like short rerun period for JP of the 3 Dokkan Fest, and then Global just gets them at the same time. I guess that part of like getting it like all synced at the same time is kind of tricky, but I wish they would just find a way to do it. Like, just figure it out, right? I think it is something that they would have to take time. I don't think they could just be like, all right, we're synced up, and then, you know, just drop like a hodgepodge event of everything that Global's missing. You know, the other thing I actually wouldn't mind is it would maybe suck like right away, but like what if we just like right now synced with JP and literally just skipped those banners, and then we just had to wait for their reruns? Like, I would actually be fine with that. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Yamcha, the Goku, and the Bardock, like, yeah, I totally would be fine and just wait till the reruns come and just sync us up now and literally just make the Global game the JP game. I feel like it would probably be a lot more complicated than that, just because I know there's like different coding and stuff involved. But yeah, and then they would have to like transfer all the accounts over and everything, so I don't know. It would be tricky, but I definitely would be a proponent of getting the game synced up. But anyways, back to the fight here. So what we had, and this is what people were thinking, right? We had a Gamma 1 fight, a Gamma 2 fight, or it was a Gamma 2, then a Gamma 1, and they did use the free-to-play card art, and now we've got the Dokkan Fest together. And so I didn't actually read anything about them ahead of time, but I figured this was the final phase. So I figured I'd go Orange Piccolo. This is really good too because we can gauge the damage that they do while like being safe, okay? So that one only did 500k, but we were type advantage there. I think he does like about 1 million damage. And I'm pretty sure earlier in the fight we took a shot from Gamma 1 that was like 1.1 million. So these guys definitely can hit hard, right? 1 million damage is pretty good. And then like, yeah, 175k normal, but that's with guard on, right? So I think these guys hit like 300 to 350k normals and then like 1 mil damage. And I think what makes them particularly dangerous, so they're not the hardest hitting, but they still hit really hard, but there's 2 of them, right? So you could get like double supered in a turn. If you don't have the right unit out there, like the normals will catch up with you. So basically my goal here was, since Orange Piccolo has type advantage over Gamma 2, like we just target a Gamma 2 this whole time. And my thought is if we can take Gamma 2 out, that eliminates half of the danger right there. And then we could maybe sneak through this fight pretty easily, right? That's what Orange Piccolo does. So we're done with Orange Piccolo, but we got Gamma 2 almost dead. Now, see here, this turn seems scary to me with just all those attacks up front. We're type disadvantage, although I think we have guard with Gamma 1 anyway, so I definitely probably was safe here to like use no items, but I decided to use an item to be safe. I wanted to make sure I got this done, right? Alright, and actually no, Gamma 1 was not guarding there, because I think he only guards for the first few turns. So yeah, and technically with Gamma 1, I probably should have attacked Gamma 1, because we're type disadvantage here. So I was hoping for a crit, we didn't get it, so that was a mistake on my part. And then Gamma 2 here should finish off the other Gamma 2. The thing is if I took this Gamma 2 and just targeted Gamma 1, we probably could have taken out at least half of his life, because we've got type advantage here. Gamma 2 could maybe one-turn that Gamma 1, if you get lucky with all the supers. But yeah, here's like, what, a 9 mil followed by a 10 mil. Gamma 2 is nasty. I really, really like Gamma 2. And he does get to very respectable defense levels and has a nullification. Like, people think of him as purely an offensive unit, but he does have a lot of defensive utility in his kit. It's very good. Very, very good for sure. Alright, so then I think we're about to wrap this thing up. So yeah, we get another orange Piccolo, so I'm like, well, I thought about not doing it, but it's like, no, if we have it, it's the last phase, we might as well just do it. Like, why take any risks? You know, multiple turns of guaranteed invincibility while we just slowly take down Gamma 1. So that's, I guess, the one thing about Orange Piccolo that I'm coming to realize is it does get a little bit boring and monotonous, because his attack stats aren't crazy high. It's just that he does a lot of attack stats. So it takes a little bit of time. Whereas if I didn't transform and we were just chucking out 12, 13 million attack stats, this Gamma 1 would go down a lot quicker. But I mean, why not just play it safe, see how low we can get Gamma 1, and then just finish them off when we're done with Orange Piccolo, right? That's pretty much how we roll here. You guys can let me know how you tackled this fight. And there's a lot of teams, I think, that can tackle this red zone here in particular. And I do like that they are... What's really cool is we are getting a lot more options in fights involving androids, which is really good for AGL Gohan. Just wish we had him Easy 8 on Global so we could try him out and get that transformation. But his transformation... I mean, Dokkan, they did it. They made his transformation basically way easier to get without actually changing his transformation conditions. And that was just making androids a lot more relevant, both as enemies and both on Gohan's teams, right? Huge difference from when he first dropped. So I think I'm actually okay with it. I would have liked if they had lightened the restrictions at least a little bit, but... I mean, basically you're looking at just being below 58% health after 5 turns, which isn't the worst condition anymore, right? And once again, between the Gamma 1s or Gamma 1, Gamma 2, and Android 8, those are like 3 premium androids that fit on Gohan's teams, right? Or teams that you can get on with him. So definitely like that. I actually did for fun, or maybe not for fun, maybe it was just out of like spite and jealousy. I did do some runs with my Gohan on Easy 8. And he can still do okay, but like, yeah, I gotta get that Easy 8 Gohan. The thing is with how good like AGL Gogeta, the Gohan, and the Cell Easy A's are, it just makes me like so excited for like how good the anniversary Easy A's are gonna be. And dude, if they do the year 5 LR Easy A's, like it's gonna be on. Like Vegeta Gogeta Supremacy is about to return, and it's gonna be ridiculous. Dude, that year 5 Gogeta on rotation with AGL Gogeta is gonna be busted. And I still think that year 5 Gogeta has some of the best animations in the game. He's probably still my favorite. I love his animations. I mean, that Broly movie is just the king for me. Which is why I'd be so excited for a standalone Blue Gogeta and a standalone Full Power Broly at some point. Because I think their animations are going to be really fire. We really need those units in Dokkan. It's actually kind of mind-boggling how long it's taken for some of these units to actually get in the game. The fact that we still don't have a standalone Blue Gogeta to this day is kind of baffling. We've got all the parts in between, right? We got the base Gogeta that goes... blue, and then we got the Super Saiyan that goes blue, but we need just the blue. So anyways, guys, there you go. Pretty easy run. We got the Gammas done. Let me know what you think of this team. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.